as the next race, A final, is already off. The junior women's pair looking to crown their world champion, as we just saw Italy win their gold medal, moving themselves into 5th place in the medal standings. In lane 1, Germany; lane 2, Greece; lane 3, Italy; lane 4, Romania; lane 5, Great Britain; and lane 6, individual neutral athletes representing themselves in the gray closest to the camera. There were 10 entries into this boat class, but this final should be locked up between either Greece or Romania. The Romanian boat includes Gabriela Tivadou, who won gold in this boat class last year at the World U19 Championships. She will have a new combination of crewmates with Lucia Maria Yusu. They were beaten by the young Greek team, though, in the European U19s earlier this season. So a little bit of a race between the current world champion and the current European champion in Romania and Greece. As it stands right now, Romania won the individual neutral athlete in 2, and then Greece in 3. And you see that the time splits between them, 1 second in between the top 4 boats. And then Italy and Great Britain 6 seconds behind the leaders. Stroke rates between the top 2 right now considerably lower than the rest of the race. Again, we see the stroke rate per minute, but sometimes even with less strokes, you can put more power into those strokes. As we see the meters per stroke now, the top 2 boats at the highest, meaning they're moving the farthest distance per stroke. As you see, the speeds are all extremely similar. Again, these athletes are so young, under 19. Romania's boat 17 and 18. Greece 16 and 18. And the individual neutral athletes 18 and 17. So in the top 3, the youngest athlete on the water being 16 years old.
From that overhead view, we could see the puddles that these athletes are producing. If you look at the puddles, you can tell how much power is in their stroke. You want to propel the boat towards the finish line, propel those puddles past the stern of the boat. You want them to go as far as you can before you take that next stroke. You want the most distance in between your puddles. You can see here all of these athletes have very large puddles. Out ahead, Romania looks like they have the largest puddles, which makes sense as they are quite a bit ahead. Greece 16 meters behind them, and the individual neutral athletes around 21 meters behind the Romanians.
So it is the Greek rowers who have found themselves in second place behind the Romanians. The current world champions versus the European World Championships, as we've mentioned earlier. The lowest rate of strokes per minute is the individual neutral athletes at 32, but the Romanians at 34 strokes per minute are still cruising at one of the highest speeds out of all the boats. So again, lots of power in those legs. 60% of the power coming from your legs, 30% from your core and your hips, and then 10% from your arms. Again, in the women's pair here, doing that sweeping motion, one oar per rower. A little different than sculling when you have 2 oars per rower in the boat. Romania out to a 4, almost 5-second lead as they cross the 3/4 marker into open water and as close to the grandstands as you can get without seeing them.
We'll see soon. There's grandstands on the far side of the course, but there's also a large grandstand on the left side of the course that we'll be able to see soon. That's where the medal ceremonies are taking place, and that grandstand is fully shaded and full of fans and friends and family cheering on these athletes during this regatta.
You'll definitely hear how full it is once we get around that 200-meter marker, is where the fans usually start increasing their volume and the rowers on the boat start to increase their stroke rate, as now the slowest is now around 37 strokes per minute, as Romania out to a dominant lead, looking to reclaim their title as world champions. They got beat out by the Greek rowers earlier this year in the European U19 Championships. Not here in St. Catharines, though, as they reclaim once again, 2 years in a row, world champions from Romania in lane 4. Second place and the silver medal will go to the European champions, Greece. Third place will go to the individual neutral athletes in lane 6. Fourth is Germany, fifth Italy, and sixth place Great Britain, with the official time of 7 minutes and 39 seconds. They're the European champions, world silver medalist championships, 7 minutes and 48 seconds. Third place representing themselves at an official time of 7 minutes and 51 seconds. Dominant performance by the Romanians. World-class talent here on the Martindale Pond. More to come after the victory ceremony of the junior men's Coxed 4 as we turn it over to the PA announcers on the grandstands.
Ladies and gentlemen.